Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy Alex. We're back and we're doing another NFL video. Yes, we're back. I said I was going to do some more NFL videos and we're doing it. Today's video is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles versus the St. Louis, or call them the Los Angeles Rams. Welcome back, Rams, to LA, I guess. And of course, the quarterbacks, you know how I do my video, is going to be Carson from the Philadelphia Eagles versus Jared Goff from the Rams. Now, you might ask yourself, why make this type of NFL video? Because these are two historic franchises that have only won one Super Bowl in their whole, one is actually won in their whole entire existence. And the other one won one, but look how many years ago that was. So both teams have won one championship apiece. Both teams are very similar in terms of style and play. So let's go with the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, this is one of the most powerful, most defensive football teams in all of NFL history. Now, they have been in the NFL for the last 45, 55 years in the NFL. They've won football games. They've lost football games. They've won playoff games. They've lost playoff games. And they just won a Super Bowl recently in 2017. And this young hotshot rookie quarterback comes out of nowhere. And to actually win a championship your second NFL season is actually promising. I mean, for Carson Wentz to come into the NFL in the draft in 2016, play one season as a rookie, and then a year later in your second season win a Super Bowl in your second season, it's just like Wilson all over again. It took Wilson less than 3 years. This guy, it takes him less than a year or two to get to a Super Bowl and lead his team to the promised land. Of course, this team's got like 3 quarterbacks, so you obviously wouldn't know who's the official star quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, but he's the youngest of the group, and the guy can throw the football. The guy can play inside the pocket, outside the pocket. The guy can go inside the end zone. He can get the ball to the wide receiver, and he's not afraid of pressure. He's not afraid of contact. And this guy is so good that he's like another version of Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, but on a much more wider scope. And for them to win their first championship in damn near 60 years, you would like to say the last time we saw the Philadelphia Eagles in a Super Bowl was against the New England Patriots. And then 10 years later to have a rematch with the same team that beat you is impressive. I mean, because the Eagles have gone to the Super Bowl not once. They've gone to the Super Bowl like 2 or 3 times in the past. And the last 2 or 3 times they went to the Super Bowl, they would always come up short. It's like that story that I keep telling you guys. Every single time you date a super hot woman, whether it's high school, whether it's college, whether it's the girl at the gym, whether it's at work, at the movie theater, at the park, on the road, the supermarket, you always get that, yeah, I only see you just as friends. And after, 2 decades, after 2.5, almost 3 decades of this organization going to Super Bowls and losing in the Super Bowls, finally, in 2017, everything just turns around for the Eagles. They finally make it to the Super Bowl, and they do exactly what the team from 2 years ago could not do to the Patriots. They won all 4 quarters. They frustrated the hell out of Tom Brady. They basically hit him a second time, a third time, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They hit him a total of 13 times, making Tom Brady throw the football before he was even ready to throw the football. They were able to make sure that the defense didn't play. They made sure the offense of the Patriots struggled. And even though that they won the first 2 quarters, the Patriots made their incredible fighting comeback with Tom Brady. But in the end, the Eagles seized the victory, took the trophy, and said, the bitch is mine. And when the Eagles finally done what they could not do for the past 2.5 or 3.5 decades or whatever, this clearly showed that the Eagles had finally arrived to come to a Super Bowl and knock off a super-powered team, and Tom Brady and the New England Patriots has now made this team the NFL champions. Now, people have to ask that question, can they repeat success? Can they go back and win a second championship or a third championship? And that's the interesting thing about winning a Super Bowl. Nobody knows what happens the next season or the season coming up. Will you repeat success? If the Eagles can win all their football games, stay a course, they'll be just like Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks when they went to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. The thing is, when Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks did that, they won a championship and then they handed the other championship to the Patriots. So if the Eagles can win football games and win a season and make it to the playoffs, they possibly can go back to the Super Bowl and do what only a few football teams do, and that's create an NFL dynasty. To create a dynasty, you know the rules. 3 to 4 championships to create a dynasty. They won 1 championship in their franchise, and I'm pretty sure they might want to win another one. Now, I'm sure like NFL players like Donovan McNabb is happy that his team, after all these years, have finally won a championship. I know when Donovan McNabb was still playing in the NFL for about 13, 14 seasons, when he was with this team, with him and Terrell Owens, they tried to win a Super Bowl. And I remember that game. I was watching it on TV when I was in high school. And I was always thinking, okay, Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens, they got a chance to win this title, and it slipped out of their hands. To see Terrell Owens get to blow the football, to lose the football, and to see Donovan McNabb have to be seriously injured and trying to play injured 10 or should I say 15 years ago, and then to see him at the game watching them play at the Super Bowl must have been a great sign of relief. So for Donovan McNabb, I know he's happy that my former team won a Super Bowl where 15 years earlier I played for this team, I played for this organization, and we had a chance to do that very same thing. Perfect execution. Now, as for Terrell Owens, that's a controversial story. I'll make some videos about Terrell Owens in the future, but this is about, can they repeat and duplicate success again? Now, let's get to the St. Louis, or should I say Los Angeles Rams. Welcome back to Los Angeles Rams. Now, to have the Rams come back to the not Coliseum, the Coliseum, and return glory back to LA. Now, this team is new. They're the new look Rams. They're bigger. They're stronger, they're faster, they kick ass, they take names, they're young, they're energetic, they're hungry, and they're ready to show the NFL that they deserve to be here. Now, with their new quarterback, their quarterback's pretty good. I've had the pleasure to work at the Coliseum last year, and I've had the privilege to see up close and personal how good Jared Goff is. He's real good in the pocket. The guy don't just stand there and wait to get hit. The guy could run to the right side of the field, left side of the field. He can go up the field, down the middle. The guy is so fucking fast on his feet that if he has to, he'll run inside the end zone. But he can throw the ball to the wide receiver and pretty much advance the ball 20 or 30 miles up to where he needs to do that. And typically, that's what you want from a football player. Now, the guy is laser focused. Now, they've won the last 2 or 3 seasons. They've won football games. And recently, they made the playoffs. Now, the Rams have a chance to win a championship. Now, back when they were called the Cleveland Rams, they had gone to the Super Bowl 4 or 5 times. Then 10 years later, they leave Cleveland, and then Cleveland didn't have no football team for 20 years. And then they moved to St. Louis, or should I say moved to Los Angeles. And then that's where they won a championship and gone to 2 more Super Bowls. And then they left us Los Angeles natives 15 years ago, and they go to St. Louis, and they was in St. Louis for 10 years. So this football team has had a lot of history that once 10 years go by, they leave, they move to a new city, a new town, a new location, and then it becomes a love and hate relationship with this football team. 1 minute you love this football team, next minute you hate this football team. Now, I do believe in the next 2 to 3 years, expect the LA Rams to make the playoffs on the regular. Expect the LA Rams to make it to the Super Bowl. Maybe in 5 years, this football team goes to a Super Bowl and wins a Super Bowl for the first time in 50, 60 something years? They won one championship, but that's 50 years ago. So in 5 years from now, expect this football team to win playoff games, make it to the Super Bowl, and make it to the playoffs quite often. So I hope you like this football video. This one was something I like. It was very fun. Next time I make an NFL video, we're going to be talking about the New Orleans Saints. And who knows? It might be the Chicago Bears. It might be the Detroit Lions. It might be the Minnesota Vikings. We'll see. Until next time, peace.